Think electric vehicles are eco-friendly? Discover the hidden environmental costs that might make electric vehicles worse than you think. Electric vehicles are often seen as the eco-friendly answer to our transportation needs, promising cleaner air and reduced carbon emissions. However, the reality is more complex. While electric vehicles offer many environmental benefits, they also come with some drawbacks that are worth considering. In this video, we'll talk about the potential downsides of electric vehicles and fully understand their environmental footprint. Manufacturing emissions. The process of manufacturing an electric vehicle is notably more carbon-intensive than that of a conventional internal combustion engine vehicle. This is primarily due to the complex and energy-demanding production of electric vehicle batteries, which require substantial amounts of metals and other materials. From mining to refining, each step in the battery production process involves significant emissions. For instance, the extraction and processing of lithium, cobalt, and nickel, essential components of electric vehicle batteries, are particularly energy-intensive. Furthermore, the assembly of batteries involves sophisticated manufacturing techniques that consume large amounts of electricity, often sourced from fossil fuels. Studies have indicated that the production phase of an electric vehicle can result in up to 74% more carbon dioxide emissions compared to an internal combustion engine vehicle. However, it's essential to consider that these initial emissions can be offset over time through the lower operational emissions of electric vehicles, provided they are charged using cleaner energy sources. Battery production and rare earth metals. The production of electric vehicle batteries heavily relies on rare earth metals such as lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which are crucial for their performance and longevity. Mining these metals comes with significant environmental and social costs. For example, lithium extraction often involves extensive water use, leading to depletion of local water resources in regions where water is already scarce. Cobalt mining, predominantly carried out in the Democratic Republic of Congo, raises severe ethical issues, including poor working conditions, child labor, and human rights abuses. Additionally, the refining and processing of these metals produce hazardous byproducts that can contaminate soil and water, posing long-term environmental risks. The current demand for these materials is driving further exploration and extraction, potentially leading to ecological degradation and loss of biodiversity. Addressing these issues requires advancements in mining practices, improved recycling technologies, and the development of alternative materials that are more sustainable. Energy source for charging. The environmental impact of driving an electric vehicle is significantly influenced by the source of the electricity used to charge it. In regions where the energy grid relies heavily on coal or other fossil fuels, the overall carbon footprint of an electric vehicle can be substantial, sometimes comparable to that of a highly efficient internal combustion engine vehicle. For instance, if an electric vehicle is charged using electricity generated from coal-fired power plants, the reduction in greenhouse gas emissions is minimal. On the other hand, in areas where the energy mix includes a higher proportion of renewable sources, such as wind, solar, and hydroelectric power, the environmental benefits of electric vehicles become much more pronounced. As the global energy grid transitions towards greener and more sustainable sources, the carbon footprint of electric vehicles is expected to decrease significantly. Additionally, initiatives to expand renewable energy infrastructure and improve energy storage solutions will play a crucial role in maximizing the environmental advantages of electric vehicles. Encouragingly, many countries are investing heavily in renewable energy projects, which bodes well for the future sustainability of electric transportation. Battery lifespan and disposal. Does the lifespan of the battery last? The lifespan of an electric vehicle battery typically ranges from 8 to 15 years, depending on usage patterns and technological advancements. However, the end-of-life phase of these batteries presents a significant environmental challenge. While some components of electric vehicle batteries can be recycled, the process is complex and not yet fully efficient. Current recycling methods often fail to recover all valuable materials, resulting in both economic and environmental inefficiencies. Additionally, improper disposal of electric vehicle batteries can lead to the release of toxic substances, such as heavy metals and electrolytes, which can contaminate soil and water. The growing number of electric vehicles on the road means that battery waste will become an increasingly pressing issue. Addressing this challenge requires advancements in recycling technologies, development of more sustainable battery materials, and robust policies to ensure responsible disposal and recycling practices. Companies and governments are beginning to invest in these areas, aiming to create a more circular economy for electric vehicle batteries that minimizes waste and environmental impact. Energy efficiency and driving range. While electric vehicles are generally more energy efficient than internal combustion engine vehicles, their performance can be affected by various factors, including temperature and the use of energy-intensive features. For example, electric vehicles tend to lose efficiency in cold weather as the battery's chemical reactions slow down and more energy is needed to heat the cabin. Similarly, using air conditioning or heating can significantly reduce the driving range. The driving range of electric vehicles also varies widely among different models, with higher-end models offering ranges comparable to or exceeding those of internal combustion engine vehicles, while more affordable models may require more frequent recharging. Despite these challenges, advancements in battery technology and energy management systems are continually improving the efficiency and range of electric vehicles. Additionally, driving habits and proper vehicle maintenance can optimize energy use and extend the battery's lifespan. As technology advances and charging infrastructure expands, concerns about range anxiety are expected to diminish, making electric vehicles a more practical choice for a broader range of consumers. Infrastructure and resource use. The widespread adoption of electric vehicles necessitates significant investments in infrastructure, including the development of extensive charging networks and upgrades to the electrical grid. Building this infrastructure requires substantial resources and energy, which can offset some of the environmental benefits of electric vehicles. For example, installing charging stations involves not only the physical construction, but also the materials and energy used in production and transportation. Moreover, upgrading the power grid to handle the increased electricity demand from electric vehicles can be a complex and resource-intensive process. This includes enhancing transmission lines, transformers, and substations to ensure they can manage the higher loads without compromising reliability. Additionally, the production of new infrastructure components, such as charging stations, involves the extraction and processing of raw materials, contributing to their environmental footprint. However, as the infrastructure becomes more established and renewable energy sources are integrated into the grid, the long-term benefits of electric vehicles are likely to outweigh these initial environmental costs. Policymakers and industry leaders must work together to ensure that the development of electric vehicle infrastructure is as sustainable as possible, balancing immediate resource use with long-term environmental gains. Life cycle emissions. Life cycle emissions encompass the total greenhouse gas emissions produced over the entire life of a vehicle, from manufacturing to disposal. While electric vehicles have higher emissions during the manufacturing phase due to battery production, their overall life cycle emissions are generally lower than those of internal combustion engine vehicles. This is because electric vehicles have zero tailpipe emissions, and when charged with electricity from renewable sources, they contribute significantly fewer emissions during their operational phase. Studies suggest that an electric vehicle can offset the higher initial manufacturing emissions within a few years of driving, depending on the energy mix used for charging. As the proportion of renewable energy in the grid increases, the operational emissions of electric vehicles will continue to decrease, further enhancing their environmental benefits. Additionally, improvements in battery recycling and the development of more sustainable manufacturing practices will reduce the life cycle emissions of future electric vehicle models, making them even more environmentally friendly over time. Major concern in pollution. One of the most immediate benefits of electric vehicles is the reduction in air pollution, particularly in urban areas. Unlike internal combustion engine vehicles, electric vehicles produce no tailpipe emissions, which means they don't emit pollutants such as nitrogen oxides, particulate matter, and hydrocarbons that contribute to smog and respiratory problems. This leads to significant improvements in air quality, especially in densely populated cities where traffic congestion is a major source of air pollution. Better air quality translates into substantial public health benefits, including reduced incidence of asthma, lung disease, and other respiratory conditions. Furthermore, the transition to electric vehicles can help cities meet air quality standards and reduce the healthcare costs associated with pollution-related illnesses. As more electric vehicles replace traditional vehicles on the roads, the cumulative effect on air quality could be profound, contributing to a healthier and more sustainable urban environment. While electric vehicles are not without their environmental drawbacks, They represent a significant step towards reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and lowering greenhouse gas emissions. As we continue to innovate and transition to greener energy, the balance is likely to tip further in favor of electric vehicles, making them a crucial component of a sustainable future.